So good morning, everybody. Today's Business Spotlight focuses on Mr. Aaron O'Halloran. Aaron, you were very welcome today. How are you today?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
So the name of your company is A Safe Global.
That's correct. Yeah,
tell us what that's about.
We're effectively a project management company. So we take on projects that we effectively manage there. Generally, at the moment, our biggest seller is our health and safety scope. And we also do the environmental sustainability and quality of a project on a smaller scale, which will be growing them into the business over the next couple of weeks. But in essence, a client comes to us and they ask us to take on a scope or a part of a project. We take it from conception to delivery point in a timely manner, in a safe manner, in a high quality manner, in a sustainable manner. And that's effectively what we are as a business.
So it's project management, it's health and safety, it's sustainability, and is there, what else, carbon footprint or all that sort of stuff? Or
yeah, that's exactly. So there's to the environmental end of any business, there's two factors. There's environmental, which is kind of your immediate reactive sort of stuff. That's where you do your waste management, your environmental effect on what your building is putting on the environmental around it. And then there's your sustainability. Your sustainability comes when you're building it up, it's finished, and how you're performing on a sustainable end. So could you add in something like solar panels to bring down your carbon footprint? Could you reduce your flights? Could you go electric vehicles? And it's analysis of all that on an ongoing basis to see what impact you're actually putting on the surrounding environment.
Excellent. So you've worked, I see, with some fairly large businesses beforehand, one of them being a large electrical contracting company and stuff like that. So you would have learned an awful lot through that to see what their sustainability and what their carbon footprint and what they've been doing in that.
Yeah, exactly. So I started in a number of businesses personally. I started in telecoms with Eircom, or Air as they are now, was I think my original post within the region. I then moved to medical device for a short term, and then on to, I suppose, full construction M&E with Kirby Engineering. So give me a large background into an awful lot of things at home. In my past time, I suppose, I'm also a farmer. So it gives me a good practical knowledge, and also a knowledge of the surrounding environment and what impact we have in it every day and what we can do differently, I guess, to make it better.
Fantastic. So you started in probably the most opportune time, in the middle of bloody COVID.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think the company was up and running maybe slightly started just around the end of 2018, start of 2019 sort of a thing, and it wasn't long before COVID actually hit. So we hit the ground running in a large way through a couple of contacts that I knew both from home and professionally, and we got going fairly rapid. Then naturally, like the rest of the world, COVID hit. We were lucky when we started the business that we wanted to identify certain markets that were always staying going, such as your pharmaceuticals and your data centers and your high-end manufacturing. So they are recession-proof, was the reason that we went into them industries, because with the age of technology and AI, data centers are also growing. Pharmaceutical people, no matter money or no money, unfortunately, people get sick, and anything to do with tech basically is up and running anyway. So what that actually brought was, when COVID came, it kept an awful lot of them companies as essential structures. So we were able to stay going in a capacity that we could stay running, basically, even though we were just a new company. And I suppose cash flow, when you're a new company, is obviously quite low, naturally. But it gave us the ability to be able to operate on a level that we could sustain the business. We hadn't an awful amount of staff at the time. We managed to pay all them staff through the COVID period, which we were lucky that we were able to do. We take that responsibility very seriously when we have people working for us. So we were lucky in an awful lot of senses when it came to COVID. Weirdly, we actually took on an office right bang in the middle of COVID, where we had no footprint before. So my father always said, actually, he said, when people are walking one way, he said, walk the other way and you'll probably do well out of it. So everyone was giving up their offices at the time. We saw an opportunity of an office and to get a footprint in the west of Ireland and to really try and kickstart, even though it probably wasn't things to do at the time. But look at it, 5 years later, I think Zoom are bringing back all their staff to the office, which they're the forum which we built remote working off, basically, them and Microsoft Teams. So I suppose his mantra was walk the other way to what everyone else is walking, and it probably worked out for us. It gave us the ability. In our world, there's an awful lot of people that do what we do on, I suppose, a scale of an awful lot of maybe consultants that work on their own through different companies and things like that. But the office actually gave us a little bit of a, people stopped and looked and said, okay, these guys are doing a little bit more than that, and they're willing to go further basically than the normal people that just want to work, the normal consultants that just kind of want to work day to day and don't have wages to pay or anything like that, just have their own responsibilities to take. So it gave us, also during COVID, it also gave us nobody else taking on an office, so it highlighted us the rest of, I suppose, the industry that we're one of the few. So there's no such thing as bad press. So I suppose that kind of worked in our favor as well. We were one of the rare ones not giving up the office and actually taking out an office.
So tell me, just for the audience here, give us an example of your ideal clients.
So our ideal clients are actually clients in similar positions to ourselves on a different scale. So clients that are growing rapidly. So the industry at the moment, especially in data centers, which is where we really focus on, is rapidly growing throughout Europe at the moment. I saw figures the other day that it's going to like treble in size with AI over the next 5 years. What that's bringing is, it's bringing an awful lot of companies that are receiving funding, etc., that maybe haven't been there before or only there in the last 5 years. And they're trying to ramp up now to meet the demands of their larger clients, basically. And our type of business comes in and we deliver the project, we deliver the mantra. So you have to go through the big hiring process of hiring 200 people to deliver one project. What we do is we come in, we're one person, you're talking to one person, and we just deliver for it. We manage the people, we manage the project in that end, because they don't have the time. They're working on bigger stuff with their bigger clients in order to deliver their operational facilities, which is where they actually make their money. Where we make our money is actually on the project phase, but they would prefer to be thinking about what their up and running stuff is doing, and they don't worry about the actual delivery of that. So there are our ideal clients, the ones that want to get a team in place on the Pronto print, basically.
So it's kind of a win-win scenario for the investment they make at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's a real partnership focus and partnership approach. And we try to move them away from, we differentiate ourselves from our competitors by giving that, we come in, we just do it. We don't just pop in the people and let you manage them. We'll actually manage them as well. That's why we're a management company. And that's what differentiates us from some people that operate similar to us. And I have a high focus of client credibility and honesty and integrity. And I know all my clients personally very, very, very well. And that's the way it needs to be. And any of my high level managers knows my clients very well, because it gives them the assurance that we're acting in the benefit of the project. We're not just there to cash a check, and that we'll work with them on it. Obviously everybody has to get paid, otherwise we won't be here. I always tell them, I won't be here next year to deliver for you. So if we get paid, we can deliver anything that you want to deliver, basically.
So in other words, show them the value and they'll give you the money.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic. 100%. So tell me, you're in business since 2019, or late 2018, 2019, on your own for the first time. What would you say so far, Aaron? What are the biggest learnings that you got since you became a boss and a leader and an employer?
Oh, wow. The biggest learning, that is, how long is a piece of the string? Sort of a question. So I suppose, coming from a farming background at home, there was always an element of business around the place, whether it be on a smaller scale or a larger scale. But I suppose coming into the corporate business world is probably where we're kind of more focused now, is that be surprised by nothing. Everything will go wrong. And you need a good support system around you, because surely to God, you have great days and you have absolutely famous days, but you have probably times 3 more bad days. But the good days need to be really good, because they have a lot to make up for the really bad days.
I don't want you to scare people going into business here, but I know, I get it. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Anyone that wants to actually go into business, that won't stop them. For the simple reason is, when you have a good day, there's too much of a triumph. There's just too much of, yes, I did that on my own, or not on my own, by pulling the strings, basically, and I got into it and I put the shoulder to the wheel, and now we have a bit of success out of it. So I don't think I'd be deterring anybody by saying that the bad days are 3 times more. I think that's only preparing them for, that's what you're supposed to go through. Just learn to live with it and you will adapt, basically. so that is probably one of the biggest learnings. I suppose the second, so resilience probably there is to build up that resilience to get there. It's probably what we'd attribute everything to at the moment is that we're on top of the mountain, we think we have a great view. If we're on the bottom of the mountain, my business partner says, you know what, there's a lake down here, we'll fish, and that's the way we look at it day in and day out. And eventually you're in crisis mode at the start of the business, like when COVID came and stuff like that. And now you just become so resilient that when there's a problem, it's just like, we'll solve it, we'll get over it tomorrow. And so that's probably the biggest thing, is to remain resilient at all times, and you will succeed.
And also, I think it's fair to say, once you've been in business a number of years, there's always something. There's always a COVID, there's always a Ukraine, there's always an inflation, there's always something going on.
Yes.
So you got to be prepared for that. So how do you manage your personal life with all those demands of running the business?
My fiance would tell you very differently. I suppose it's what really the key is your personal life is finding something that you like to do in your spare time that will get your head out of what you're doing during the day. So I spend an awful lot of time on calls, on the laptop, on different various things. So my thing is to get outside and, I suppose, be in nature, as the cliche goes, and get up in my tractor and drive it down the field and go farming with my father and have an argument over farming, and be able to think about something else and park it. And it's quite important to park everything for your own personal life. If a business person was coming home every day, bringing home the problems and being down and out in the evening over the problems they had today, I don't think that person should be in business. I think that you need to sit there and say, okay, that happened work today. I'll deal with that once the crack of dawn comes. My alarm goes off at 5. I'll deal with that at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. For now, I'm with my family. I'm with my other half. I'm out for a few drinks, whatever. But it's about parking that. And people have different ways of parking that. Again, mine is to get outside, and I'll park that, no problem, because there's other problems outside.
I think that's really good advice, because so many people, they hear the word stress and they say, well, sure, everybody has some stress. Yeah, but there's a way of handling it. And I think what you just said is, so you have to compartmentalize things.
Absolutely.
And give yourself, I'm okay. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
I have problems, but we've all got bloody problems.
Yeah.
So
I think it's to rationalize what's the worst case scenario here. That's to rationalize it. And if you can rationalize that into, something that's not big in the grand scheme of life, at the end of the day, as long as it doesn't affect your health, you're pretty okay.
And so tell me then, looking in the future, the golden balls, let's say 5 years, where do you see A-Safe Global?
Well, we've a large focus on a key number of clients at the moment, and a key number of deliveries, because there's large things coming with them, both in the EMEA district and the US district. So we recently set up our subsidiary in the USA, and that has just started maybe in the last 3 months, and we have 2 projects over there currently at the moment, and possibly 3. And I see the US as being a big player for us. Equally, the data center scene in EMEA is going to just grow exponentially. We have a good setup in EMEA to deliver them, and expanding on that will be a key focus, while at the same time setting up the USA and the States and North America that it can succeed exponentially. I mean, like, I saw an image the other day, and the whole expenditure of Canada fits into Texas and the USA, I think. So, is really the land of dreams. I suppose that's what I'm really saying. So it's about getting the processes right here in EMEA first, while mapping them across to the USA and doing the same delivery as we do here to do in the USA. Really, is the big approach. So
you're not thinking just of staying within Galway then?
No. Well, personally, I am. Personally, I'm not sitting in Galway. But I think anybody else that wants to sit in their home. Actually, a quite important point to make about my business is that when you're expanding, you need to try expand and get people where they want to be. So it's very hard. I know I would have no notion of going to the US for 12 months to set up the company out there. So you have to get people that are there, willing to do it and willing to work, basically. So I personally try to be in Galway as much as I can, but the company just will go further afield.
Aaron, there's a fantastic story we're going to hear in a few years from your business and you and your business. I think it's been fantastic. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, to learn a little bit about you. So if anybody of our listeners wanted to connect with you, obviously they can go to LinkedIn, Aaron O'Halloran. The company's name is ASafe Global, ASafe Global. And the web address is?
asafeglobal.com.
asafeglobal.com. All very interesting, all very easy. Aaron, thank you so much for your time today. I wish you every success and look forward to talking to you again.
Thanks very much, Tom. Really appreciate it.